And I'm like, listen, you're going to go home and you're going to type into Google Garfield comic strips. And I did that and I hit enter and the Google result came up and then the internet restricted it immediately.
Nice.
Oh my God.
NSFW.
No!
Yeah, and I was like, hold on. I typed in Garfield comics.
Yeah.
There you go.
Again, restricted.
Oh, it's comics.
Garfield comic, singular, canceled.
Canceled.
You gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. I choose you.
Picture this. It's the end of class at the high school.
Like, I have to visualize myself back how high school used to be? Okay,
Yes.
right. Class ending. Ring,
It's
ring,
ending.
ring.
You're packing up your instrument. You're getting ready to go. Imagine the kids didn't sound very good. You just came back from spring break.
I think I can imagine this pretty well.
I bet you can. One of the kids says, "Yeah, it's Monday," and I'm like, "It really is Monday. We're just we're a bunch of Garfields here." And then girl in the front row says, "What?" And I say, "Oh, Garfield." And she's like, "The orange guy?"
Oh no.
Guy.
And I was like, "Yeah, the orange guy. Tell me. Can you tell me what Garfield's favorite food is?" And she's like, "I don't know." Girl next to her was like, "Lasagna."
Yep.
And I'm like,
Come on,
Do you know
lasagna.
Garfield's least favorite day of the week?" And the girl again admits her ignorance. And the girl next to her is like, "Mondays." And so I was like, "Listen, your homework tonight is you need to go home and you need to read 20 Garfield strips." And she was like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah, she's like, how do I even do that?
I was like, like a comic strip. She's like, "What is that?" And
What are you asking me to do?
And I was like, "Yeah, the comic does what?"
It strips.
I was like, have you ever read the comics in the newspaper? And she's like,
"What
"No."
What is a
She's like,
newspaper?
the new paper?
What?
Is that like a phone?
Basically, that was basically what was happening. So I was like, everyone's packing up their stuff. I'm like, "Come with me right now." And I walked her over to my desk and I'm like, "Listen, you're going to go home and you're going to type into Google Garfield comic strips." And I did that and I hit enter and the Google result came up and then the internet restricted it immediately.
Nice.
Oh my God.
NSFW.
No!
Yeah, and I was like, hold on. I typed in
on.
Garfield
It always does
comics.
Yeah.
There you go.
Again, restricted.
Oh, it's comics.
Garfield comic, singular, canceled.
Canceled.
Fucking canceled. And she is just staring at me. I look back at her. I'm like, "Listen, just go home and type it she's like,
Just type in Garfield. And
she's
I'm
like,
sure it'll
do
come
I
up.
need to am I writing about this?" I was like, "No, you don't need to write about this. I just want you to read it and tell me what you think about it." And she's like, "I think it'd be easier if I wrote about it." And I was like, "Give me 6 sentences then." And she was like, "About what he looks like?" Can I just pull up a picture of him? I was like, "No, we are not objectifying Garfield. We're going for the aesthetic essence of him. I need you to tell me about his behaviors."
Paragraph about his life.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And she was like, "I still don't understand." I was like, "Give me 20 Garfs. I need you to give me 20 Garfs.
Drop and give me
tomorrow."
20 Garfs.
Yes. It's like a burpee or something.
And that's where the conversation ended when the bell
Holy
rang.
shit.
That's funny.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never.
So that brings up an excellent question. The Garfield movie, starring Chris Pratt, who the fuck is that for if it not for those people?
Yeah. And it's funny is that I think Garfield, obviously it's an ongoing concern. The comics are still in the newspaper. They're still making movies and TV shows out of him. So it's not a thing. But I feel like Garfield is also a meme in and of itself kind of situation.
Like Shrek.
Cannibalized.
Yeah, like Shrek, where it's even beyond the content of itself, people being like, "Oh, Garfield, there he goes," and it's like, "Oh, he's so not that." The comic strip's not that funny, but it's so not funny that it is funny, kind of thing. That it comes around, and obviously, I think the other classmate in this situation who's like, yeah, he loves lasagna and hates Mondays. Come on, people, what are we doing here? It was definitely on that train kind of thing.
I guess Garfield has reached like Kathy and Dilbert levels of humor.
Oh.
Is that what it is?
Oh, no, don't say that.
Yeah.
I feel more and more like I'm just the person, like the other kid in that situation where like everyone else is like, what is this? And I'm like, guys, it's Garfield. Like,
Don't you understand?
how do I have to say this like in so many ways? He hates Mondays and he loves lasagna. It's Garfield. It's like one of the laws of thermodynamics or something. But like everyone else in the world seemingly is just, I don't know.
The Beatles movie, well, the movie about the Beatles not existing, and then that guy like steals the
Yesterday.
songs.
Yeah.
But it's Ben going back in time and inventing Garfield.
It's 1974, and Ben's like, I could invent Garfield.
I call it Garfed.
Ben, what would you make different about Garfield in the past to distinguish yourself from Jim Davis in a yesterday scenario, but with Garfield?
I would stop I would get rid of Odie. I think that the Odie jokes are like a little too harsh sometimes. They kind of made me feel a little uncomfortable about Garfield because I'm like, what the hell? Like
dog
he's in
abuser.
it. He's like one of your. It's different from John. Like you can be an asshole to John. He's obviously there's a power differential there, but like I think I would get rid of the strips where it was just Garfield fucking abusing Odie.
Like kicking
Just
Odie
saying.
off the table.
Yeah.
What about Lyman?
Don't remember Lyman.
Lyman, okay, so my
Is that
favorite
John's roommate or something?
my favorite thing in Garfield lore. Lyman was John's roommate that moved into his house, but he was Odie's original owner. And eventually, after like a year, Lyman was removed from the strip, and Odie became John's, second pet kind of situation. What happened to Lyman?
I think I would write it a little bit more like, Lyman was his roommate and they had a really close relationship and then they had a falling out and John got Garfield, and that's why John and Garfield's relationship is so special, is like that's the lore. You know?
All
He's
right.
like,
Lyman's Audi resigned and he was removed from the strip.
yeah, I'm gonna go back in time and make Garfield Severance fan fiction. It'll really land.